Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Beam, Laser Engraving 101. And this is my cohort, Brenda Coons, other known as Miss Craft Princess. And today's topic is we're going to talk about laser safety and stuff like that. So, Brenda, what we got going on?
All right. So hello, everybody. We're here to talk all things laser. And I'm going to tell you, I am newer to the laser world than Jeffrey. While I've had my laser going on about a year, I've been using it close to about 4, maybe 5 months. But one thing I've learned is as awesome as this world can be, as fun and exciting and creative as it can be dangerous too. And so it is very, very important that we practice just good safety around it. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Most definitely. And like I said, I'll get over this. I mean, it took her 6 months to open up her box.
He will never let
her laser to get her motivated to get her in the laser engraving arena.
Yeah.
And and like they said, the first thing that really comes out is read your manuals. A lot of people, they'll look and put it together or whatever, and then they throw it aside. And it's like, you gotta, when you come down and you start your projects, you gotta inspect your machine to make sure it'll work properly. And you gotta, as you get used to it, because I've been doing this for almost 5 years with mine, and you'll get to know, because mine are belt driven, so I got to make sure the belts are the tensions are great. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And then you got to tighten those up, because if they slip or stuff like that, your laser sticks and it might flare up and stuff like that. So, and then, going into that, make sure you read your manual, from front to cover. It may be boring reading, but it's very important that you understand your machine and what the capabilities of your machine are and stuff like that. So
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And you and I both have X tools, and I've gone through, and there is a safety class that you can take in there. It's like a short video. It's not very long. And they give you a certificate that I've saved. I haven't printed it and framed it yet. I might do that. But I have it, and it says that I have gone through their safety training, because these things can be dangerous.
Right. And for X tools and stuff like that, that safety class that you have to take, it's actually mandatory. They won't let you get, or your program, the I can't remember. I've been in it all the time. I just
creative space.
Yeah, creative space. When you go in there and you're looking and you pick on a program to either utilize that or enhance it to your settings or whatever, you can't. They won't let you download unless you have that certificate, which is nice.
I think that is so important, because just like you said earlier, there are people who will skip. They will try to skip all of that. They'll watch a quick YouTube video, get some materials, and they're ready to go. And they have not taken the time to familiarize themselves with the machine and all of the safety aspects.
Sure. I'm going to put us a little bit closer.
Okay. Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
And you got my little mascot behind me.
Hey, Wally. It's Jeffrey, Wally, and Brenda. Okay. Or Brenda, right. Jeffrey, and Wally. But anyway, it's the 3 of us.
And then, so it looks like you need to come up with a mascot.
I guess I will. I don't know. I just
we
had
got
my logo. That's all I had.
we got to get you a little princess.
Princess.
What would be a princess in training?
We'll work on that.
Nah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and that so.
So,
But and like I said, read the manual from front to cover. Then you go in, like you're saying, inspect your machine. Okay, if you don't read your manual and you're inspecting and you see something, how do you know if it's right or wrong, or if it's set up right or set up? Because if you don't see, or if you don't go through the manual, you don't know if it's in the correct position or correct operations and stuff like that. So, I mean, I can remember I inspected my machine. I tested my belts. I thought my belts were right, but it was slipping. I actually had a bad belt where some of the teeth wore down.
oh wow.
So when it was laser engraving, it stopped and it started a little fire.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like most of the machines now, they have that fire protect. I mean, it's so unbelievable the technology out there now. But I just have a little open D1 X tool, 10 watt, open face. Not
Here he
like
goes. Here he
that
goes.
Cadillac.
Here he
Not
goes.
like that Cadillac. Where I have to wear my safety glasses. I have to wear my glasses, and then I have to wear my safety glasses, and then my air purifier mask that I use for my wood turning, and stuff like that. So, like if I'm doing acrylics or if I'm doing laser engraving certain materials, you really gotta watch for the fumes and stuff like that because you can knock yourself out.
That is true. And even though my machine is it's an upgrade from Jeffrey's. That's how we'll say it. And it's enclosed. It's an upgrade. It's enclosed, and the cover is a tinted color so that it's not clear. One thing I appreciate is X-Tools sent these safety glasses, and they are tinted, and I wear them because sometimes, because we both are in the social media sphere and we need content. So I'll be recording my laser, making something, and I'm looking at it, and I think, you know what? I probably better put these on just to be on the safe side. So, whether you have the Pinto or the Cadillac, that wasn't very nice. Safety glasses, safety first, no matter what version you have. And I wear these.
Wasn't back in the day Pintos were known to blow up?
Hey, I don't know, but I had a dear friend who will watch this one day, and his mom had a Pinto, and we had great times in that car, just hanging out.
My aunt had a Pacer.
Oh,
remember
okay.
The Pacers, the windows, and that on the Pacer and that. So yeah, wow. It's. I mean, the cars versus our laser engraver. I mean, from the first generation, I call them first generation. Next generation. Like mine. My laser's 5 years old, and that, and and I've done a slew of projects with it, and I have yet. I'm knocking on wood that I haven't had to buy a laser, a new laser lens and stuff, and that. That's my dog. I'm knocking on my table and she thinks someone's at the door.
Well, so I'm in the workshop, and that's what I love about live TV, right? I didn't know if you saw my eyes, Buck, because I'm in my husband's workshop, which is where my laser is, because I don't have room for it in my craft studio upstairs. But we have a garage door, and I have it up partially for lighting, and it's a little warm in here. And we have some people doing work, and they just pulled up right there and got out of the car, and they were talking, and my husband must have said, "Hey, you can't do that. She's on TV." So they got in the car and moved, and I'm thinking, all that background noise, I know they hear it, but hey, that's live TV.
Yeah, that's
for you.
life. That's
You
right.
know, life, right? We are on TV, but we are doing life. Yeah.
This is not going to be edited.
No, this is it. This is raw.
That's right.
This is in living color, right? And
Yep.
you know, you were speaking about a mask, and I wear a mask. This is mine.
Now,
I have a respirator mask that I wear when I'm working with resin, but depending on what I'm working with, I do wear a mask.
and where do you get those from?
I don't know. My husband got them. I'm in his wood shop. He just bought a bunch of them.
Okay.
But
Are those M3?
they
3M?
are, they sure are.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
And very
And-
hot. Very hot, but necessary. And this is when you're working with, like, I had an order where I had to work with acrylics, and when you're cutting acrylic, you get a whole different smell, or the fumes are different than they are when you're cutting wood.
Right.
And then different woods.
Mhm.
Depending. And so I think it's just really great, even though we're going to talk about ventilation. You know, I have this garage door that I usually have wide open, but I just don't think you can be too careful.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. You were talking about different types of woods. You know, Paduke wood is an exotic wood, and that comes from Southeast Asia and Africa a little bit. And you know, in the Everglades of Florida, there are growing Paduke trees now.
Really?
Yep. And guess what?
What?
I'm allergic.
Oh, wow. Do you use it?
You better believe it. I just love the grains and stuff like that. I mean, when I work with it, I know now I protect myself, you know, with my air purifier mask and stuff like that. I mean, I can touch the wood, you know, without having gloves or without anything. But once that fine dust or that the smoke or whatever, my eyes, I mean, I wake up the next day. I clean or shower and everything after I get done working with it, and I take my clothes and I wash them and stuff like that. But that fine dust and stuff like that really messes with me. And that's even when I'm laser engraving names on the my pins and stuff like that. I really have to be careful with that, because I have a very bad reaction to it.
Oh, wow. I don't know. Well, I haven't worked with anything yet that I'm allergic to, but as we've already stated, I've not worked with my machine as much as you have. I use a lot of 3mm plywood.
Right.
Staining, you know, I stain. And then of course that acrylic. But I haven't found anything yet. But so this is the mask I'm using now. I may have to graduate to my respirator mask, depending on what I'm wearing. But I just know that standing here, because my machine is right here, and I sitting this close, and I typically am, I don't want to be inhaling all that stuff, because, you know, later on we'll find out that it's not good, and it's just being safe. Also, and somebody's asking if they can see our machines, and I might be able to make that work, because I'm actually on my iPad today, where I can pivot.
Yeah.
But I also, and some people may say this is overkill. So let's talk. My machine has the fire suppression button. So if it were to flame up, I have a button that I can push. That's red button on the side of my machine, and it stops it. Do you have that on yours?
It will. Yeah, I have a button that'll stop it, but because mine's open, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have a. I mean, it will automatically shut the laser off. It won't. It will turn the laser off, but it won't suppress, or it won't
Okay.
like suppress the fire.
And I think mine are supposed to do both, but
Right.
because I am that super safety girl, I have a fire extinguisher right here by my
Right.
machine. I'm ready to
Yeah.
go. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're just not playing. We are not,
Now,
because
okay, with that fire extinguisher, what class is it?
I don't know. My husband bought it for me.
Is it
Uh,
class C?
I don't
Is
know.
it A, B, and
It
C?
says ABC on it.
Yep. So that's a good fire extinguisher for you.
Okay, these are the ones we have in the house also.
Right.
Okay.
Which I have in my house too.
Okay. Yeah. So we have
Yeah.
it right down here so that but so when you're starting to work with your laser, because I use Creative Space. I have not graduated to Lightburn or any of the other softwares. I use the software that is attached, comes with the machine. Just because I'm still in the, I think I'm not quite still novice, but I'm like in between novice and medium user,
Right.
if that makes sense. And I was going to say something really profound and I forgot what it was. So yeah.
It'll
So
come to you.
go ahead. It will. So you go ahead. This is live TV,
Okay.
people.
Hey, once you get situated to where you can show your machine and that, and I'll get into that.
Oh, I know what it was. I think I know
Okay.
what it was. I was saying the software. The software tells you when you get ready to start a project, do not leave this machine unattended. It could cause a fire. And
Right.
the first time that I saw that, I went, oh, what's going on? It doesn't freak me out so much, but that's one thing that I appreciate about Xtool. Maybe we should get them to sponsor our show or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
they put a lot of safety is their thing. Like they put a lot
Right.
out about safety. I cannot start this machine and then go off and go to the grocery store and come back and this project is done, because like that would not be smart, because something could happen.
Right. And then like for me, okay, because mine's not enclosed, it's open, and that I have a camera that's attached above
Okay.
where it zooms down. So if I have to run to the restroom, I can still let it go, but I have it on my phone where I can watch it, whatever. Not saying I'm going to take forever in a day, but if I have to go and if I'm cooking supper or something like that, I can still let the machine run and have a camera on. And most of your lasers do now come with cameras.
Yeah, mine didn't.
Right.
But we just said it doesn't take them long to become
And
not
you
obsolete.
can buy an attachment for your, so when you open up your laser top and then when you close it, that camera turns on and watches your project.
Oh, okay. Well, so I'm in my husband's workshop and he is spoiled. So he actually has a restroom right there. so I can go over there while the laser's running and I didn't leave the room. There you go.
Right. Sure.
So somebody asked if they could see. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to pivot this.
Sure.
and show you the machine. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if I can. Am I still with you?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is my, let me just hold it. Let me just take it out for a minute and hold it. This is my laser machine. This is my baby.
S1?
That's an S1.
Okay.
That's correct.
And that's a 20 watt.
That is the S1. You see it? Yeah.
Yep.
And so this is the lid we're talking about. It opens. And I have the honeycomb.
Yep.
And so part of, and I don't have it plugged in right now, which is why when I opened the lid, it didn't come on. But this honeycomb, part of safety is making sure that this honeycomb is clean, as well as the tray. And because I put the riser, I have a riser base. I pull this out and I can clean the honeycomb, and then I turn around and I clean the tray and get any bits that are in there out before I start a new project. And I do that, and the software will tell you, hey, make sure that there's nothing, you know, under here so that it won't catch on fire. So again, they give you all kinds of chances not to burn yourself up. Okay.
Right.
So this is my baby. His name is Maximilian. I call him Max for short. Yes. And this is him. This is where the magic happens.
Okay.
This is Max. Yeah.
So when you clean your honeycomb and when you clean your trays, do you use regular dish soap, or what do you use to get the burn resin off of your
I need to do a better job of I did some research, and so I use regular Dawn dishwashing liquid to clean the tray. Okay. The honeycomb, can you see me okay? Okay.
Yeah, sure can.
Okay. The honeycomb, y'all are not going to believe this, but the very first time I cleaned it, so recently I cleaned the entire machine. I took the laser module off, blew it out, cleaned it, used a little rubbing alcohol and wiped it down, made sure that it was clean, took the lens cover off, checked it to make sure it wasn't cracked, all of that. The S1 came with some liquid oil. I didn't know what that was for, but I watched a really great YouTube video. I can't think of who he is right now. So I can't give him credit, but thank you, guy, whoever you are. And I've cleaned the rails with the alcohol. I just cleaned everything. And then I put a little of that oil on like he showed me and just lubricated everything. And then when I got to the honeycomb, I took a gazillion and one Q-tips. Yeah, I did. You already know. You already know where I'm going with this. And I took some alcohol and I wiped in between every comb. And because I couldn't figure out, I was like, okay, my door's open. I have a fan that runs. I have the air assist that's attached to my machine, but it still had like just a little odor. And so I saw a video that said it's the honeycomb, like got to clean your honeycomb. And so I've got to look for a better way, because what Miss Craft Princess will never do again is what I did that time. Okay. So how do you clean do you have a honeycomb?
Yes, most definitely do. Yep.
How do you clean
I don't
yours?
want to burn. I don't want to burn. I don't want to burn through my table
Okay.
or my wasteboard and that. At first, I was using scrubbing bubbles,
Oh,
and then just take it outside with the garden hose and spray it down,
okay.
and that. And then I got that. I can't think of it. You can get it at Dollar Tree. It's like a goop, on goop.
Hmm.
It's yellow. I can't think of.
Okay. Now, somebody I saw on a forum somewhere, they said use that awesome.
Yep. Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And this woman said she used awesome and then had her husband, she sprayed it down really good with awesome, and then had her husband use the a pressure washer
Yep.
to clean it. I thought, oh, okay. So I may try that, but what I will not do is what I did before. Okay.
How long? I mean, I bet you that took you a day and a half, or
It took forever, but when I finished, I felt like I did right by Max because he was clean.
Yeah. Yep.
And he was ready. So
I know that you've been getting into doing some leather engraving.
yes, I did some leather engraving. Yes.
And what did you think of the first time that you did that?
I like it. It's
But I mean, as far as the smoke and the smell,
it was horrible. It was
was
absolutely
it worse than the acrylic, or was it?
I think it
the
was
acrylic worse?
I think the acrylic is worse.
Okay.
I really think the acrylic is worse. Yeah. Yeah. Both of them stink, but I think the acrylic was worse. But it was fun. I was making luggage tags. I guess I still do, but anyway. And then I made a patch with my logo on it.
Okay.
That I have done nothing with, but I was just kind of playing.
Well, you can glue that to a hat and give it to your husband.
He could be supporting Miss Craft Princess Designs.
That's right.
While
Seems that he's what do you call that? He's a secret employee of yours.
Yeah. You know what? And we're not going to tell him. Thank you, Jeffrey. See, here you get style tips as well as laser information. But yeah, but you've done leather too, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And
what is the trickiest material you've used thus far?
The trickiest, I mean, like I said, I only have a 10 watt. So I really have to, like yours, like some of these lasers now, they're cutting through 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch plywood. I'm like, if I have to do that, I just let me do it with a saw.
Right.
And then I'll laser it or whatever, or, and then the fiber lasers is the trickiest material I think I really used is my ceramic tiles.
Which I have not gotten into that yet, but it's coming.
With the different paints and stuff like that, and then the powder coats. I'm looking at trying to do powder coated ceramic tiles for my veterans, so I can trying YouTube University and stuff like that. Going through watching people do certain things. And just like you said, trial and error. Once you perfect something, I love to share. I learn from my mistakes and stuff like that, and I don't charge. Like everybody. Well, if you buy this program, I'll teach you how to do this. No, I'm not in. I'm here to grow and have fun.
And you do that. You shared with me. I think there was something that I actually taught you. Oh, it was last week about the powder coat. and you could use a
Yep.
heat gun instead of.
Yep.
That
Yep.
was one of my proudest moments.
Like I remember the mask. I got a mask at first.
Yeah.
And then use the
That's true.
heat gun.
Yeah.
then-
You look at the time. I can't believe our time is up already.
Holy
I know.
smackaroonies.
Well,
And
we're
that-
having so much fun. Thank
I
y'all
know.
so much for joining us, though.
Right. But like I said, on your machines and stuff like that, just go through the manual. Make sure you do your it's just like driving a car. You got a car or a truck, pickup truck,
Mhm.
and at this, I don't know if you have a hour gauge or whatever. At so many hours, you're supposed to do this type of maintenance at this type of hour. It shows in your manual.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Which, I was one of those guys that sort of like put the manual off to the side. That's I said I better get back into, let me see when those teeth were missing on my belt. I had to order a new belt, and I had a major order. So I'm like, I had to call him. I says, hey, I'm going to be about 2 weeks behind, and they says, no problem.
That's good.
And I says, well, and then when I did the final bill, I gave them a 10% cut, because I was 2 weeks late. And they called me up and they says, well, what's this 10%? I says, well, because it was delayed 2 weeks, and they still paid it in full. They said, thank you, but no, but I was late. It was my fault. And they said, nope, we'll just pay you and have a nice day.
But see, that's the thing. At least you acknowledged that and tried and did the right thing. Like with those acrylic key rings that I made recently, it was a learning curve, and I was a little late, and so I gave her some extra ones.
Sure.
And she was like, oh, that's okay. And I was like, no, but I got it now. The next time she comes, right, I can crank them out.
All right, guys. We're about 2 minutes over a little bit, and that. Hey, thanks for watching us, and next week we'll have what's our next topic for next week? What do you think we should have? What should we have?
I think we should. I don't know. We're gonna surprise you.
Okay.
We're gonna surprise you.
Maybe run a project or something.
We could do that.
How to run it from start to finish? How's that?
Okay, so you're gonna do that next week, and then I'll do it the following week. Yeah. So be ready, because you put it out there. You heard him, folks.
It's supposed to expose you, not me.
Oh, okay. I feel exposed.
It's supposed to. You're supposed to have the learning curve, not me.
Okay. You're my teacher. Show me.
Okay. All right. I'll give
one
you
of us will be doing a live project next week. How about that?
Okay. All right. And then but until next week, enjoy. Subscribe. Share our channel. Come watch our channel. Come watch our. I mean, we got some excellent. We just got done with our. Was that
extravaganza? Holiday extravaganza.
Right. Holiday is spent on Saturday, and it's going to be running through the week. And that get on our channel www.thecreativespirit. You can watch it on your phone or on your laptop. And just see all our different distributors or different crafters and stuff like that. And like I said, and then December 3rd, we have another program with St. Jude's, fundraiser for St. Jude's, and that. So we'll get more into that, getting closer to that time frame. I'm really excited for that one and that. So, but until next week, Monday at 3:00, enjoy your time, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. bye.